What's up YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. This video is all about the Shocker and the sighting of that character on the set of Spider-Man Homecoming. But before we get into the video, I need to talk about our sponsor for this video and for the contest going on the channel during September. You saw their logo at the beginning of this video along with the Den of Nerds logo, and this sponsor is Short Fuse Media Group, and specifically the Heroes Ignited comic book line. Now let me talk to you a little bit about Short Fuse. Short Fuse is a company that basically creates merchandise and comic books for other people. It's basically a production studio which can make a comic book for a person, but they've also recently started their own comic book publishing line called Heroes Ignited. They did a Kickstarter for this. I got a chance to read the anthology, and I tell you, I really like these books. I read a lot of comics, I read a lot of indie books, and I'm telling you guys, there's some awesome stuff, some real gems going on in the Heroes Ignited comic book line, and I really like what Short Fuse is doing as a company. They have agreed to sponsor this video and all the videos for the remainder of the month of September, and that contest that's going on in which people can win comic books and original artwork, we're going to add basically the anthology of the Short Fuse Heroes Ignited comic books and a little premiere that gives you interviews with these different creators. I have a chance to read both of these things. Really awesome stuff. So they're getting added to the prize pool. I'm going to put a note, or a link rather, in the description below. Go check out Short Fuse Media Group if you have a band, or you even want to just make a comic book for fun or as a gift for somebody. Check out Short Fuse. They do great work, and like I said, their indie comic book line, that publishing line of Heroes Ignited, I think it's going to make a big splash. It's going to be really cool. So getting into the video, you may have heard that there was a sighting on the set of Spider-Man Homecoming, and we get to see the Shocker in costume. Very cool. Now the Shocker is of course going to be played by Bokeem Woodbine, who was an actor on the Fargo show, and I think he really looks the part. And if you're not aware, Shocker's a very interesting villain. He's actually a high school dropout, but obviously much older than Peter, but he's very similar to Peter in the fact that he's like a tech genius, and so he basically invents these gauntlets that can basically shift seismic activity, and not quite the same as like Electro, but it is a little electrical, but I think it's mostly to do with like shockwaves and stuff like that. So it'd be really interesting to see what they do with this in the film. But these are the images, and I think the costume looks awesome. I mean, the way I see it going down is that he's a villain. He creates these gauntlets, but he gets his butt kicked early on in the film by Spider-Man, which starts this rivalry. I think that this is kind of going to be the pattern for this Peter Parker, is that he's taking out these criminals and they form a vendetta against him and basically get helped out by the Tinkerer. Now we know the Tinkerer is going to be in this film. He is confirmed, and I believe it's either a rumor or it's confirmed that he is an ex-Stark Technologies employee. He used to work for Stark, and so he's really good with tech, but maybe has a little bit of a vendetta against the Avengers and Stark in general. And it is said that, for instance, the wings that the Vulture gets, which is of course going to be played by Michael Keaton, is from Shatari Tech. Who knows all the different things that he's going to utilize, but I believe that the Tinkerer is going to be an integral part of giving all of these villains upgrades and possibly seeing the formation of the Sinister Six. Because I think that, you know, Shocker is not going to be powerful enough at first with his own kind of tech, but once upgraded, maybe he could give Spider-Man a real run for his money. I also think this could be a really interesting way to bring Tony Stark into the story, because we know, of course, Robert Downey Jr. is confirmed to be a part of this movie. So what better way than for his tech, Tony Stark's tech, to be being used as a hindrance and a big point of conflict for Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has to reach back out to him and be like, dude, these guys are literally, because of you, getting really strong. I don't know what to do. And then Peter, gets an upgrade from Stark. oh my god, do I want to see the Iron Spider. Like, we might not get it in this film. It feels like they're gonna kind of establish and kind of have a base for the future, which is fair. But I really want to see Iron Spider, if not in this film, in the future. Because I mean, we've got Stark, we've got Peter. It's the perfect recipe to see the Iron Spider, and I'll lose my shit if it happens. So that's basically the news that's out there. The shocker, the things with the Tinkerer, things with Michael Keaton's Vulture, of course the Mary Jane thing with Zendaya. A lot of interesting things going around with this Spider-Man Homecoming film. I'm super excited for it. I know I've said this before, but that scene in Civil War where Stark goes to Queens and is there when Peter comes into his apartment, that scene was mind-blowing. I wanted to watch a 3-hour movie of just those two interacting. No suits, no villains, just those two interacting. I thought it was brilliant. So I'm super excited to see what Tom Holland brings to the table with the new Spider-Man Homecoming movie. Let me know in the comments section, guys. Do you like this take on the Shocker? What are you expecting of the Shocker in the film? Are you pumped for Spider-Man Homecoming? Or are you not really liking some of the changes that have been going on? Let me know. Let's have a discussion about this. And let's check that nerd card. This question is going to be about Spider-Man, and the question is, what is the name and issue number in which Spider-Man first appeared? Answer the question in the comment section below, and you're definitely going to want to do that and be a subscriber, because as I have mentioned and as I will continue to mention, I am running a contest on the Den of Nerds every single week. Like, for instance, today, at the end of the day, I'm randomly going to draw a few names from people that have commented on the videos that are subscribers. The whole video library is open, and those people are going to win digital copies of my book, digital copies of the Hero Ignited anthology, and a ton of other cool stuff. And the grand prize winner at the end of September is going to get original artwork. Let me show you what this is. Original artwork, guys, is the stuff that Tamal, the artist on my book, literally draws on. His hands literally touch the stuff. It can't be replicated. It's one of a kind. It's priceless. So you get the chance to win that. T-shirts, comic books. We're going to throw in physical copies of the anthology for Heroes Ignited. If you answer a nerd card question correctly, you get 5 entries into the contest. So make sure you do that, guys. I hope you're having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!